TV Republika has obtained a copy of a document sent from the Ministry of National Defense to the General Staff of the Polish Army. Reduction in the years 2025 to 2028 by approximately 57.37 billion zloty, approximately 25%, of the expenditure limit for the Central Material Plan in relation to the current expenditure forecast. If the budget submitted to the headquarters was subject to these financing regulations, the modernization of the Polish army planned for the coming years would be severely delayed and hampered in scale. The General Staff of the Polish Army, headed by General Wiesław Kukuła, sent a response to the Ministry of National Defense. Due to the drastic reduction, this is almost 58 billion zloty, negative 25%, in expenditure for the Central Material Plan in 2025 till 2028, as compared to the current forecast, the General Staff of the Polish Army has opted not to confirm the document. General Kukuła stopped the process of reducing the budget of the Ministry of Defense in the part concerning the modernization of the armed forces, because he did not agree with the document. I think that publishing this document by TV Republika and General Kukuła's firm position have stopped this process. Members of the military speak openly about these frictions. It has become a tradition for different institutions to express conflicting views at this stage. For now, the head of the Ministry of Defense has not ratified this document. The head of the Ministry of National Defense, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, described this story as fake news and claims that defense spending will increase next year. The government has decided to increase spending on defense, both in nominal terms and, more importantly, as a percentage of GDP. But the documentation says otherwise. Kosiniak-Kamysz did not comment on their contents. The statement of the Ministry of National Defense serves only to slander us. The Ministry of National Defense calls for the immediate retraction of the false story published by TV Republika. If the story is not withdrawn, we will consider taking appropriate legal action to protect the good name of the MOD and to prevent the further spread of disinformation. We also wonder whether those who spread this story may have had ulterior motives. They may have been inspired by foreign adversaries, such as Russia. We want to know who these authors were working for and what their motives were. We hope the head of the Ministry of Defense and the Deputy Prime Minister will address this issue meaningfully and not just threaten us or accuse us of working for hostile foreign entities. These documents are there. That's why the management of TV Republika demanded an apology from the Ministry of Defense. We have confirmation that the document containing the spending plans was, indeed, sent to the General Staff of the Polish Army. We are not talking about a letter, we are talking about draft guidelines. We adopted certain guidelines, and these amounts were higher than in 2024. I understand that the General Staff has issued an opinion on this project. Yes, it is a cyclical element resulting from internal normative laws in force in the Ministry of National Defense. MPs from Law and Justice conducted a parliamentary inspection at the Ministry of National Education and found out that there are documents planning to reduce spending on army modernization. We have confirmed that such a letter was sent from the Ministry of Defense to the General Staff. It was related to such a request for cuts in matters related to arms purchases, as well as programs such as Operation Szpej, related to the purchase of equipment, or the maintenance of NATO-allied American troops in Poland. These are just a few examples of the kind of things that were included in the letter. As Member of Parliament Jabłoński points out, the situation inside the Ministry of Defense is currently very chaotic. The Director General, Michał Dziubak, allegedly said that Minister Kosiniak-Kamysz was not aware of the letter. After an hour, the Director General and two people came back with the news that the letter was there, but that it was secret. The question is whether it was secret from the beginning, whether it was revealed during the trial, and whether the Classified Documents Act procedures were followed, because they are very detailed. We will have an investigation into this case, because there has been a breach of law in order to conceal facts. Facts which were revealed by the journalist.
Właśnie po to, żeby ukryć te fakty, które ujawnili dziennikarze telewizji Republika.